just learned our alternative directions of response, up and down, inside, outside, through, and front, and we learned them with the skill set, or really a sub-skill, which is jockey. If you recall, I said jockey means, for our purposes, regrab, but in big neon letters, you should be thinking off balance. Because if your jockey does not off balance them, it isn't doing what it is purposed to do, to make our joint locks and throws easy. We can use those same alternative directions of response with another sub-skill, which we call milgi. Okay? Milgi more literally means pushing, but for our purposes, it has more of a connotation of escape. Right? We are basically throwing their hand away or pushing their grip. We are escaping their grip as we do it. So she grabs me, and I do the up and down motion. I bring my hand up to break her hand off my grip. But it's at that point where I would hold on to then throw her, to then pull her off balance. Instead, I just throw her hand away. Okay. Now, there's two reasons why I might want to do this. Number one, okay, she's at the Bird or whatever establishment, okay, she wants to dance, and I don't want to dance. I can't like break her arm for that. Okay, so maybe from a lower threat level, I just need to get this grip off, and I'm still worried about that other hand, right? So I need to move. Maybe I don't want to dance. That's all I'm saying. I just need to do that. Okay. Those of you who have taken the my self-defense section understand that basically the wax on, wax off drill, we did it in self-defense, or at white belt in my commercial school I had you do. Basically that was a poor man's version of a couple of milgi. Right? Now, right, so again, she grabs me, that hand's coming, crap, I just want to get away from her, figure out what's going on. Maybe she was trying to hit me, right? Just get off me, don't touch me, whatever it is, okay? Maybe it is that I really did want to try and break her arm, but something started to go wrong. This isn't working out very well, it's slippery, that other hand's coming faster than I thought, she's a lot bigger and stronger than I thought she was, right? So at some point I just say, screw this, I'm gonna hit her instead, okay? Because joint locks and throws are hard. It's considered a kind of superior skill in some ways, by some circles, okay? So it's a whole lot easier just to hit them. Okay? So assuming the latter interpretation, then we want to see you make that mental switch from standing grappling back to striking, okay? So instead of me sitting there going, no, I'm going to get this, and just taking damage in the face, right? Oh, no, I'm going to get this lock. I swear I'm going to get this lock, and that's not going to happen then, okay? So to make that mental switch to break that tunnel vision, nope, I'm going to hit her. I'm just going to throw a couple of strikes after the fact. You don't have to do like 5 hits, come out fighting, do the 5 hits like we normally do. Just show us that you made the switch from grappling back to striking. Okay, you made that mental switch in tactics. Okay? Now, assuming I did a good back pivot as I did this, however, what range should I be in? This is the Blues Clues part of the class. You should be answering kicking range, right? So I should be out here, and then now I have to step back in and move in. Okay? So if I did a good back pivot, now keep in mind, that's to make that transition. Okay? Bigger picture, we want to kind of keep in mind what we want to do. If my goal was to really hit her, perhaps maybe I don't want to do this. I don't want to be all the way out here, and then okay, now I'm going to run back in and hit her. At that point, I've disengaged. That very well might be assault. Now, again, police officers or different types of security agents or whatever, maybe they're creating that space. Maybe they are trying to get out here, okay, because they're drawing lethal or non-lethal implements to deploy, and they want some space to be able to do that. Okay, so maybe they do want to move back out. Okay, if I'm literally just going to say hit them, I probably might stay in a lot closer. Okay, but if we're doing the back pivot for those other things, so again, this is a drill. Okay? I want you at kicking range to move back in, but understand in application what is my purpose. Right? If this is again, a drug brother roll who kind of, hey, you do martial arts, you want to wrestle or whatever else, so I'm like, get off me, Aaron, okay? Stay back there, okay? So, I projected a little there, sorry, right? So, you know, maybe I want to just create some space and maybe again, I want to deploy other tactics. Maybe, like I said, maybe I do want to stay in here and transition quickly into punches. It just kind of depends on what I'm going to do. Regardless of what I'm going to do, when I do it, I don't just, again, it means pushing. I don't just like let this hand flutter down, right? I throw it away with some oomph. This should still impact her body, right? If she tried to come out with the other hand and hit me, this other hand's in the way, it's disrupting it, it's throwing her balance off or whatever else. So there is still something behind that quote-unquote push in the escape. Okay, so one more time to go through all 5 of them quickly. We have up and down, and I throw the hand down. Okay. We have inside, so I bring the hand out, my thumb comes underneath, and I push it more across the body now instead of down. Outside motion, I make my big circle. Her hand falls onto mine, but I don't hold on to it. I just throw it across her body. Maybe I'm behind her a little bit more on that one. Through and front is no longer a back pivot. So now my range is different. So this first strike, again, the point where I would hold on and start to throw her down, I'm just going to throw her hand down. You don't have to do this, but she has to turn and look and see where I went. There's a cross waiting for her when she starts to turn her face. Right, so that's a good one from there. And then we have the front motion where I scissor off this way. Now on this one, be very careful where you throw the hand. Don't emphatically throw it straight down between their legs. Don't throw it too far across the body where it kind of tweaks their elbow, right? But kind of move across the front of them, throw it across, and then there's a knee if you want to go low line or punch when you go high line. So one more time, all 5 of them, okay? We have up and down, I don't want to dance. Inside, I don't want to dance. Outside, I don't want to dance. Through, I'm kind of dancing, but not with you. And front, here, okay? But I want, from a martial arts perspective, again, maybe self-defense requires a low level response, but I want to see you on your test later. I want to see you follow up after you do the milgi to make that mental transition. Milgi means pushing, big neon word, escape. Practice that.